Hi guys, it's me again. Today we're going to be talking about online video games, MMOs, and why I've been moving away from them. I'm turning into a boomer playing single-player video games and feeling better than ever. How could this have possibly happened to me? And I want to talk about exactly, systematically, keep that word in mind, systematically how that's happened. Now, I want to warn you guys, before you watch this video, if you like playing a lot of online video games, you love live service games, and you think anything the way that I do, be careful. Because after you see these patterns, I feel like there is no way to unsee the man behind the machine. So anyway, the big issue that I've had a lot with online video games is that it feels like it's building a castle on sand, it's building a castle on the beach, and then every 60 to 90 days, the tide comes in, washes your castle away, and the only thing you have left to show for it is maybe a cosmetic FOMO item for some seasonal event. Oh boy, you don't want to miss those. There's a collection tab. You loot an apple and it says 1 out of 634. Oh boy, are we having fun now. Oh, exciting. And so I've been seeing this with every single online game. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? How am I letting myself get my time wasted on such a cataclysmic scale? By the way, 35,000 hours I've played World of Warcraft, okay? I don't regret a single minute of it. But goddamn, I wouldn't want to do all that again. And so here's the point. I feel like every single online game, it doesn't matter whether you're playing Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, or New World, none of these things matter because all of these games follow the same DNA. And the DNA, if you want a very easy way to condense this down, it is keep you addicted and waste your time. That's basically what happens. And so people say, oh, well, you want instant gratification. You're goddamn fucking right I do. I'm playing a video game. If I didn't want instant gratification, I'd go back to my own boring real life. Of course I do. I don't want to spend 40 hours farming for some helmet. That's stupid. And I understand the irony of this. Because as one of the residential spending 40 hours farming for a helmet YouTubers, over the years especially, I've done this a lot. Okay? I've even made guides on how to do it in only 38 hours and save a little bit of time. But nowadays I look at that and I just don't have the same outlook on life that I used to, and I cannot even fathom wasting my time in such a exorbitant way. And I think that this is a big thing for me. Like, I'm getting old. I'm 34 years old. And back in the day, and you guys can tell me if this is true or not in the comments with you, is that back in the day when I would play online video games, the reason why I would play them is so I could show everybody else in the world that I was better than they were. And I got so caught up in this. I love being able to do this. This is my favorite thing to do. And it was a big sense of, pride for me in a way. And I don't see this as a bad thing really at all. I don't hate myself for this. I don't think I'm stupid for doing this. But it's just that at this point in my life, I'm no longer feeling that way about video games. I don't need to play a video game to show off that I'm better than somebody because, again, I've gotten old. I don't really care that much about this anymore. And so I just play video games, imagine this, for fun. And so anyway, how do I get to this point? I get to this point and I look at video games and it seems like so many of them are infected with the exact type of rot, the exact same type of rot. And that is every 60 to 90, some of them they're a little bit different, but they're all basically the same paradigm. Every, few months or so, there is a battle pass, a season pass that probably has a paid version that is higher than that sometimes provides, actual good rewards, like things that are play for power, like, Star Rail or something like that. Or it just has cosmetics, like something like Kirax Vault Pass in Path of Exile, as a general rule, right? Or the trading post in World of Warcraft that functions as a battle pass. And so, anyway, these things happen, and it makes me feel like every single one of these games is operating on this usually 60 to 90 day patch cycle that repeats the same content over and over. There's an event for different types of, like different types of social events, like, Chinese New Year. That's a really big one. You've got Halloween and all of these different events. And I feel like oh wow, you hate Halloween events. No, I don't hate Halloween events, but every year when they have them, like, this is just really to sell skins, right? And when every single game is doing this, there's a certain sense of escapism that I'm looking for in a video game that really kind of evaporates when you see every single one using the exact same, content delivery method, right? And so I see these games with these battle passes every single time, and it makes me feel like I'm wasting my time doing them, because every time I fill up one of these battle passes, every time I complete a season journey, every time I, complete all of the tasks that have been allotted to me, well, then I wait for a few months and then I have to do the whole thing over again. That's my big reward. And all of them are built around some form of FOMO item. And I feel like FOMO is a very double-edged sword, and I think this is especially true with live service games. And what I mean by that is, with a lot of live service games, how many of you guys played a live service game and you logged on every single day? You want to make sure every day you never miss that daily, right? Because you don't want to fall behind. And so you do that, and one day you miss it. It's like, man, I missed it. Okay, well, I'm going to log on the next day. I'm still doing it every other day, so it's fine. And so then later on, maybe you end up accidentally missing 3 days. And then you tell yourself, well, maybe, and this could be any period of time, not 3 days, it could be 3 weeks, 2 weeks, right? Every game is different. But you tell yourself, oh, well, now I'm so far behind, it's not really worth playing anymore because I can't catch up. And I think that's what ends up happening with a lot of people, is that FOMO is a great way to keep people in the game, but FOMO is also a great way to keep people out of the game. And so more and more, as I'm spending my time doing other things that I find to be more enjoyable, the appeal of trying to continuously play an online video game to catch up and to keep up with all the FOMO rewards, it becomes more onerous, more of a pain in the ass, and just more of, let's just be honest, guys, it's more of a waste of time. And so this is something that, and what's very weird for me talking about this, and I'm sure a lot of people will be kind of shocked to hear this, because I used to be the person who was the most fixated on this. I would never miss anything in WoW. I would never do anything. I would always make sure I get everything done and be a complete completionist, right? And I feel like being a completionist completely wastes my time. So I stopped doing it. And it sounds like such a, an obvious thing to do, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are stuck in that hamster wheel, and they feel like if they get off of the hamster wheel, then they've wasted all their time on the hamster wheel, so they can't get off because of sunk cost fallacy. And it's like, I remember when Blizzard made the $90, I can't even believe this, $90 store mount. They put this out there, and I'm seeing people in the comments, oh my god, I'm gonna have to buy this because I want to get all the mounts, but it's so expensive. It's like, what do you mean you have to buy this? What's wrong with you? What are you talking about, you have to buy this? And the thing is that, I could also be talking to myself from 10 years ago, and that's the really ironic thing about it. And so the reason I'm making this video is to express kind of my current state of mind. I still like online video games. I can still play them for fun, but I can never really fully invest into them because I feel like so many systems and mechanics inside of them are designed to waste your time. And I've noticed this, and I contrast it with something like Elden Ring, or I contrast it with something like that I've been playing a lot recently. Metaphor ReFantagio. Amazing, incredible game. I loved it. I ended up taking a day off today. I've been playing it all day. It's been really fun. And so I see these other single-player games that they don't make you sit through, 4 or 5 hours of meaningless, annoying activities in order to get the reward. They just give you the reward. And the reason why is because they've already got their reward. They've already got your money. So it doesn't matter to them anymore, like whether you're, spending more time on the game. They just want the time that you spend on the game to be as meaningful and fun as possible. And I compare that with online video games, and it's like, okay, well, every time that you go on a loading screen, screen, there's an advertisement for a skin. Every time that you open up the menu, there's another advertisement for the store. Every time that you open up the launcher, there's an advertisement for, like a battle pass, right? And so all of the different tools in online video games are designed to try to keep you playing the game as long as possible, but the quality of that entertainment I do think is lower. But I think it's a mindset shift that I've had where I used to always think that, being good at a video game doesn't matter if you can't beat other people at it, right? And I was thinking to myself, and that's how I always felt, but then I realized to myself, beating people at a video game doesn't really matter either because it's a video game. So, kind of shocking, isn't it? And again, guys, comment down below if this is something that this is a revelation that's also occurred to you. And so I see these things where it's like these 90-day reward structure cycles that repeat, and they usually power creep each other. So it's like if you work really hard in a game, this is something that Classic WoW always did really well. I'm a Classic Andy in a lot of ways. Is that if I took a break in BWL and AQ and Nax came out, well, I could come back and I'd still be in BWL. It's not like I would just be kind of accelerated to Nax and all of my effort that I had put previously would be invalidated. But I feel like a lot of video games have a reset power creep cycle that happens on a cyclical basis that's generally correlated with either a seasonal model or a battle pass model. And these types of mechanics are tiresome. They're very tiresome to me. And as I've spent a lot of time playing these games, I've realized that I'm not really having as much fun completing these tasks because of the inevitable futility of it, where ultimately I'm not really going to be able to achieve anything in this game. Not like it matters, but it feels like it matters. Again, if you like playing these games and you're having fun, then that's all that matters. That's literally all that matters. Like, you don't need to justify it to me. You don't need to justify it to anybody. But I think that what happens is that a lot of times people put the expectation of like, oh, am I having fun with how many other people are having fun the same way. And so for me, moving over to playing a lot more single player games, I don't have to keep up with like really fastly evolving metas. I'll log in, like everybody's playing and grinding. It's hard to play a competitive game like that unless you're playing it all the time because of just how fast information travels now online. And ultimately, I'm playing these games. I can't really, maintain a degree of like, maybe like competitive nature, right? Because, and also some people might say skill issue, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to agree with you. I don't even really care. It's not really that big of a deal to me. I just want to play the game and have fun. And if I'm getting fucking destroyed, like how many of you guys used to play Fortnite and you stopped playing it because, you build like your little, okay, all right, you son of a bitch, you come over here. And then over there, he's building the Eiffel fucking Tower. And you feel like a clown and you lose. And so you just lose interest in playing the game. I think that's what's happened with a lot of online games because everybody's wanting to make a name for themselves. Like for a lot of people out there, it's, I wouldn't say, it is. It's a job for them, right? They're doing this as a career. So they want to be as competitive and as good at this game as possible. And I think the reality of that is that there's so many people out there that it really makes it hard for an average player to have fun playing one of these games when metas and skill caps evolve so fast that you have to maintain a certain degree of consistency playing it, or you're probably not going to have a good time because you're going to get skill gapped or power crept, depending on what the game is. And in fact, in some of them, it's actually both. And so what's happened is that I've kind of realized this cycle of futility, and I've realized that, like, why am I trying to keep up with this to, like, maintain the same amount of effort and time when, again, why wouldn't I want to have my cake and eat it too, right? Why would I want to invest a huge amount of time into something like this that I'm not really enjoying? And I feel like another thing is daily rewards or weekly rewards. A lot of these online video games, they have like a reward structure that is very front-loaded, which means that you're getting 80% of the rewards in like 5% of the time, and then you spend the other 95% of the time getting the remaining 20% of the rewards. So they're designed for you not to play a lot and to basically stay on this treadmill and move at the pace that they've set for you. And I also find this to be very fatiguing as well, because there's some days I don't really want to play at all, and other days where days where I want to play maybe 6 hours, 8 hours, and I feel like that time and effort isn't rewarded in a proportional level, and it feels like my time is being disrespected. And I think that's really a fundamental concern that I have too, is that I think a lot of these online games are built with systems that are cynically designed to waste your time in the most, like subversive way possible. And I see this happen a lot. And this is also, this is the worst thing, is that, oh wow, you don't like grinding? Oh, you're not a fan of that? You don't have time? Well, guess what? We have the solution for that. We've created the problem, and now you're going to pay us to solve it. So there's like these pay for convenience, pay for power systems. So it's like, oh well, I can't keep up all the time and I can't play all the time, so I'm going to spend money on the game. And I think that some people have rationalized this into becoming normal. I don't think that it's normal at all. Who decided that you have to pay money to advance in a video game? Like, who decided, oh, because you don't have time, now you have to pay money? Well, I'll tell you who decided that. The people you're paying money to. This is a completely invented problem that you could solve with 50 different solutions, but big surprise, the one solution that keeps being used is the one that's the most beneficial to the people that are making the games. And again, that's fine if you like this kind of stuff. I don't. I feel stupid. I feel stupid paying to win, and I feel stupid playing free to play. I feel stupid for playing it at all. And so I thought to myself, am I going to spend my whole day being stupid? Yeah. But not that stupid. That's terrible. And so I quit playing. And so I felt these different systems, and it's like every game has these. It's not like one game has this. Every online video game follows these same content delivery structures. They follow the same reward structures. They follow the same progression structures. They follow the same store models. And it doesn't even matter what the genre is. How is it that you can have a game that is about shooting people with guns that is fundamentally the same as a game that's killing dragons? Or a game that's like an anime waifu collector? Really? Call of Duty's got the same progression standard, kind of? I mean, in an abstract sense? So Honkai Star Rail? What the hell is going on? And as soon as I've realized this, I've taken a step back. I've taken a step back, and I've tried to have fun playing video games. And that's where I'm at now. I've been playing a lot of video games that are single player, that I feel respect my time a lot more, that I feel are paced in a way that's not disrespectful. And I think they're really fun. And I'm not thinking about who is, who am I beating at the game, or, where am I on a leaderboard? It doesn't matter where I am on a leaderboard. It's a fucking video game. Who gives a shit? I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself. And it's been great. And so I wanted to make this video and talk to you guys about where I'm at personally, why I haven't been playing a lot of these online video games, and why I've fallen out of favor with it. I yearn for the day that there is an online video game that makes me want to waste my time. But right now, there's not. And so I'm stuck here being a boomer, playing single-player games, and that's just about it. And I hate to say it, guys, but I'm happy. So anyway, I wanted to talk about this a little bit, give some of the different little patterns that I've been seeing a lot of these online games having, and also share where I'm at. And I think the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I feel like a lot of you guys out there might be a little bit like me. And let me know in the comments if you are. I'm quite curious. I think this is a long overdue discussion, because I feel like this permeates not only the enjoyment of the game, but what are games fundamentally. For a lot of people, they're a form of escapism, and I don't feel like I'm escaping into a treadmill. It's like I'm in my real life that is in some ways a treadmill. I'm lucky, in the job that I have. Some people aren't as lucky. Their real life is much more like a treadmill than mine is, and then it's like, finally, I've been working all day, time to go home and work in this video game. Miss me with that bullshit, man. And so that's the way that I feel. Let me know in the comments how you feel. And I hope there's more discussion about this. I really do. Because I hope that it'll lead to better online games that are more respectful of your time and fundamentally more fun. So that's about it, guys. I'll see you later. Peace.